Bam, boom, bomb. Check out this beautiful creek here. So pretty. So pretty. So I just had an interesting conversation on my walk here after sort of post-therapy. Just sort of digging through what exactly needs done and where we're at as a people, as a culture, as a community, what we can do to better ourselves. It was amazing. It was good. And then I got up and walked and sat down at a bench. So I walked for about a mile, sat down at a bench, and this man sat down next to me. This man's name is Akey. Akey, just like a key. His name is Akey. And he is from Japan, and his family migrated to America shortly before the Vietnam War, and he was of age and was drafted and went to Vietnam and was an infantryman and a rifleman in the United States Army in Vietnam. Now, Akey did not talk about his combat right away, but one of the things he asked me was very plainly, "What are you doing here? Why are you here?" And he asked it to me in a way that I don't know. I don't know Akey. I guess maybe Akey asks random people these kinds of questions all the time. Maybe this is something that he does on a regular basis. I don't know. But for whatever reason, today I was exceptionally emotionally vulnerable. The therapy that I did today was pretty intense. It was pretty difficult. And it was just the start. There's still a lot more to happen. So it wasn't the first, and it's not going to be the last. But this meeting with Akey was outrageous. He had such insight in life. He's a Buddhist, and his ability to sort of frame his time in combat was there's something to learn from him. And something he told me, he goes, it didn't matter if it was a Vietnamese or if it was one of my soldiers. When I saw somebody die, it affected me the same way. That's what he said. And I said, so how did it affect you, Akey? Like, what did it do to you? And he didn't pause for a second. He looked me right in the eyes and he goes, it took a part of me every single time. And I noticed he was wearing a wedding band, and I said, Akey, does your wife support your time, you know what you're doing? And she goes, we're separated. He's probably a 60-plus-year-old man. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. Why are you separated? And he goes, yeah, my PTSD got so bad that, the animosity, Tim, it just builds up after a while, and it turns into pure hatred. And I love my wife dearly, but I think I need to get better alone. This is what he told me. This is a 60-year-old man who I've never met before in my whole life. And he just told me that. And it's amazing. And he said to me something else. He goes, you young people have got it figured out to a degree. He said, you young people know how to really frame. You may not have experienced everything we've experienced, but you know how to frame the discussion in such a way that it just makes sense. He goes, I'll walk this trail and I'll talk to a new hippie every single day. And they'll offer a new perspective, and we'll have a new discussion about mindfulness and the isness of existence and all this. And he suggested I read a book by Dalai Lama, but he wasn't pushy. If I'd have told him to go away, he would have. But I feel like he, like many other people his age, are starting to see that this life is so temporary, and bitterness and anger is so futile and so foolish and so inefficient. It's amazing. The therapy we went through at Innate Path was super basic. It was super simple. There wasn't a bunch of complex discussions and questions. It was basic. But it got right to the heart of the matter. It definitely it didn't beat around the bush at all. Just like my new friend Akey, the 60-something-year-old Vietnam veteran that walks this trail that I now walk every day. It's Bear Creek Trail in Denver. I didn't walk it every day until today. And I'm going to start walking it every day because he's going to be here. And he said, if you come back on this trail, I'd love to sit at this very same bench and have a very good discussion with you each and every day. I wonder if Akey has talked about combat outside of that bench. I don't know. I wonder if perhaps me being an infantryman and me having been to the war, maybe he felt like he could talk to me more. I don't know. I don't know what made me privileged enough to have a dialogue with him, but he told me stories about his war. You guys, you have no idea. You have no idea. The stories that he told me about what they used to do to people. And so he's like, my hatred for Vietnamese people was so high that I had such a bitterness in my heart. I just couldn't, and I couldn't function. And this is what he was telling me. 60-year-old Vietnam veteran. Man, it's crazy how life works itself out, isn't it? Anyway, for those of you that have been following my journey along here, this innate path journey, you're just going to have to keep watching. It's going to keep getting better and better. This is only the first week, sort of, and my feelings are that over time, the videos, the interactions, the dialogue, the progress, these kinds of things are going to begin to get increasingly more regular and consistent, and my ability to be able to communicate is going to be much more consistent as well. So anyway, guys, I really appreciate your support, your willingness to keep watching me do all these crazy things I'm doing. If you'd like to find out more about what you can do to help veterans in your local community, please send me a message or visit timothylocklear.com and find out more about what I'm really doing. There's blogs there, there's some YouTube videos, there's some podcasts, there's some graphics, there's all kinds of stuff there. It's not about self-promotion, it's about this one main theme. This one main theme is that you can get better. Like, you have the capability within yourself to actually get better. There's not some wonder drug, there's not some cure-all. It takes the most intense and hardcore amount of work you've ever done in your whole life, but once you do this hard work, you'll find a change, you'll find a benefit. It doesn't matter if you're a veteran or not. It doesn't matter if you've experienced trauma or not. It doesn't matter if you know how to work out or not. It doesn't matter if you have access to cannabis or not. It doesn't matter. None of those things matter at all, and in fact, they're inconsequential. They have no bearing on you getting better at all. You wanting to get better is really the hardest work that you're going to do. You actually deciding in and of yourself, no, I'm not okay with, I'm not okay living life like this. You have to decide that. You have to decide, I'm not okay living life subpar. People go through their whole lives angry and bitter and upset and angry and bitter and upset and angry and bitter and upset, and they don't just miss the things around them, they actually harm those that they love so much, or they actually end up making it harder for people that are around them, right? And so it's got to change, and the way that change can happen is first and foremost by admitting, okay, I have a problem and I need help. And then above and beyond that, once you've admitted that, once you've taken that first step, you can actually go on and make progress, make real changes. And then from there, you can actually start to see people around you getting better, and suddenly your friends and your family will be like, wow, you're doing so much better. This is so great, and I'm so glad to see you doing better, and I appreciate you communicating, and these are such good things. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. It's about knowing that these humans around you, they're not oftentimes complaining just to have something to complain about. If you're struggling with stuff that's in your head, and people around you are saying, hey, you're having, you're behaving funny, or this behavior over here is odd, or this thing that you're doing here is not okay, well then that's an indicator, that's a sign. That's an opportunity for you to grow and develop and gain the maturity and the wisdom that you will hopefully use to better yourself. And then above and beyond that, you can actually help others around you, help the people that you care about. Maybe work to heal some of those relationships that your negligence has caused. Maybe. I don't know. No promises in that regard. But I can tell you from my personal experience that the more I am conscientious of what I'm doing, the better my relationships relationships are with the people that surround me. And the more conscientious I am of those around me, the better I am inside myself. If you just isolate yourself, it's really easy to be a jerk. It's easy to be a jerk because nobody cares. But when you forcefully put yourself around people in a consistent way, you're sort of forcing yourself, not sort of, you're forcing yourself to be okay for that period of time. You can't lose your shit in front of other people all the time. And so you got to keep it together, right? And so people do, and they keep it together. But the problem is that becomes their norm. That becomes their pattern, is faking it. Don't fake it anymore, man. Quit faking it. Quit pretending it. Because let me tell you something. You think you're pulling it off. You think people are unaware of how much you're faking. But they're not unaware. They know. They see. And maybe that's why you were passed up at that last promotion opportunity. Or maybe that's why you're having such a hard time relationally with this problem or that problem. It's because there are unaddressed issues that you've never really dealt with. You keep pretending like they're not a problem. You keep pushing them down. You keep trying to repress them when really what they are wanting and what your mind and your body is really so desperately striving for is to get better. Your body has mechanisms to get better. So does your mind. And the more we hamper them with substances and the more we cloud them with these pharmaceuticals, the more difficult it's going to be. Get clean, get sober, and get on a freaking hike. Do the hard work necessary that is required in order to do this thing that's called getting better. Exerting extreme amounts of physical force is scientifically, not force, but extreme physical exertion, working out. It's scientifically proven to affect behavioral health issues. And if you want to do that and you live in the Denver area, let me know. If you want to do that and you live in the Omaha area, you should also let me know because I've got homies in there. And if you want to do that and you're in the Maryland area, I got homies there. And if you want to do that and you're in the Jersey area, I got homies there. And if you want to do that and you're in Texas, I got homies there. And if you want to do that in any state, in anywhere across this beautiful land of ours, I know veterans who are willing to get off their ass and come and help you get better. So for more information about getting better, send me a message. Go to timothylocklear.com. Go to veteransfornaturalrights.org. Find out more about service dogs. Go to boarstoservicedog.com. It's going to take you to my dog's Facebook page. I know it kind of seems odd that I've got a Facebook page for my dog. It just seems like a great opportunity for me to talk about myself, right? Well, wrong. Oh, hey, there's a duck right there. Hang on. Look at that beautiful duck. See him? Hey, duck. What's up, duck? Ha! You're beautiful. There it is. Okay, that's the duck. Back to me. Why do I keep talking about dogs? Why do I talk about service dogs the way I do? Very, very simply. Because a lot of people are completely unaware of what they're supposed to do around service dogs. So when they come in contact with the service dog out in public, they treat it like it's a pet, man. And that's wrong. That's not good. You shouldn't do that. I promise you it's not a pet, especially if it's wearing a vest and it's working. So you should leave it alone. And the next time you see one, you should maybe acknowledge the handler and say, "Hi, handler. How are you?" Maybe don't call him handler, but I guess you could. You could just acknowledge them like you do anybody else. Because I guarantee you that that person with that animal attached to their hip probably doesn't want to talk about their problems. And if they do, I guarantee you they will let you know. Let me show you what I was just leaning over for. I'm a little distracted here. Hang on just a second. Let me go back to it. Boom, bingo, bongo. Look at this. Ugh. It's just so amazing. I'm just going to shut up for a minute and let you guys just look at it. And then here's the other side over here. Unfortunately, there's a bridge there. They're still fishy in here. Little fishes. Little tiny fish. Can't see them though through the camera. So I'm going to flip it back around and I'm going to start walking back to my vehicle. But here's the thing, guys. In the larger scheme of things, the broader spectrum, the zoomed out view, you need help. I need help. We all need help. So let's stop fighting the inevitable and let's just get help. For more information about the therapy that I'm going through, you can go to Innate Path Therapy or Innate Path. You can just Google Innate Path in Denver, Colorado. It's an excellent excellent service. Those folks are amazing, and what they do and what they're capable of doing is just outrageous. They are able to help veterans in ways that soon you're going to be able to watch videos about, but right now you're getting the first glimpse of it. There's people with really expensive cameras and nice things and stuff to say, but right now I'd like to show you this little guy right here. This little groundhog has been following me around the entire time I'm out here hiking. He managed to leave his hole. There he goes, right there. See him? Right there, that little dude. Yeah, he's got a bunch of homies. See him out here? All these little tiny holes right here? Yeah. There he is. Oh, there's this homie right there. See him right there? Bam. It's awesome. Oh, they're talking to me. They're barking. There's a mountain range back there. See the mountains? They're beautiful. I'm gonna log out now. You guys are amazing. You guys know where to go to find me, and you guys know what to do to get help, so you're not alone. So don't ever say that again.